Radio 586 AZ Roots, music mix from the desert Southwest, making Arizona musicians and music tastes of our region more accessible to world media.
Made possible by a grant from youngsounds.org, Young Sounds of Arizona on Facebook. This radio series is part of a community outreach for Arizona musicians as well as members of Local 586.
And now, your host for this radio episode, Gabriel Bay.
Hey, welcome again. We're so happy to have you here listening to this wonderful program when we always try to feature and highlight artists from the area. And today our special guest is Lucius Parr, the man who started all the music here in the Valley. Welcome, Lucius. Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful, man. We want to talk a little bit about your life before we get into some music. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you ended up here in Arizona?
Actually, my sister lived here and came out to visit a couple of times and ended up moving out here. I brought my mom and my two of my brothers out here, and I ended up getting a job here at AT&T, which was back in the day was Western Electric.
Oh yeah.
So I ended up working there, and my sister actually ended up moving back, so she's back in Texas, and I ended up staying out here. So I kind of like it out here. Yeah.
That's got to be a big change from Texas, right?
It was a huge change. Well, down there, you know, the humidity is pretty bad, whereas out here it was like dry heat. But 100 degrees in an oven is hot, whether that's humid or not. So you know, it was hot. They would say, well, it's okay, it's a different heat, but you know, it's hot. It's hot out here. Yeah. But I got used to it.
Oh, I'm glad you did. I still haven't gotten used to it.
I like it. I can deal with the heat better than I can the cold out here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't want to talk about myself and my experience. Let's talk more about you. I understand you have brought a lot of musical favorites here in the Valley. They seem to be family to you, but they've migrated here to Phoenix. And can you tell us a little bit about who those people are and their names and what they play, maybe?
Yeah, well, Dr. Fish, his real name is James Preston Price. He's my first cousin, and I moved out here first, and then I went back and got him because I was trying to put a band together. And he's a keyboardist, so he plays keyboard and sing, and actually plays trumpet also. So he played all the instruments, and then later on, few years later, he went and his son moved out, Bam Bam, and Bam Bam plays drums and sings also. So and then my brother, I went back and got my brother in 2000, and moved him out here. So he's been playing with me. This year's 21 years he's been playing with me out here.
Wow.
And we have the same band. I have the same group of guys since late 90s probably.
Wow.
My brother's been with me since 2000, but the girl that sings with me, Dorothy Tobin.
Oh yeah.
Dorothy has been with me since 1977.
Wow.
And she still sings with me now. She's been with me the past 21 years singing, but we work around the Valley as a group called Street Life.
Street Life. I have to remember that so I can look you all out.
Yeah.
And especially Dorothy Tobin, because she's quite a singer. Let's see. I know that we're going to be playing something from your latest album?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your album and what it is, and introduce the song we're going to play? And don't tell me it's going to Texas.
It's going to Texas. Yeah, it's going to Texas. Yeah, this CD actually. We got caught in this pandemic, and so we weren't playing anywhere. We couldn't, all the bands stopped playing around the Valley. So I have a studio at home, and I just kind of went in there and ended up doing this CD myself, And I sent a couple of tracks out to a couple of friends and had them perform on it, and then send it back to me, and and it worked out. But everything else on there is just me.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a homegrown bedroom type CD. Yeah.
Which probably means it's a good CD. Well, let's turn it over to Tom. Tom, if you don't mind, why don't you turn on Going to Texas? Going to Texas. Wow, what a wonderful tune that is, Lucius. This is pure blues, my friend. I love that tune.
Yeah, it's this album is called Blues and Me.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of my actual albums that I've done that's all blues. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured, once you start getting up in age, nobody wants to see an old man jumping off the stage and all this kind of stuff anymore. So you gotta kind of lay back a little bit.
Oh, you do like
BB starts sitting
King,
down. Yeah.
He was sitting down.
I haven't gotten to that point yet. But
that's good.
I'm still standing.
You haven't jumped off the stage yet either, have you?
No, I don't do that. I don't do that either. But back in the days when you're young, you have the energy to do that. But it's like that old blues song, things you used to do. You can't do no more, So that's where we are now.
Yeah. Hey, well, Lucius, a few weeks ago, we actually had Larry Rhymes in here, and he spoke a lot about how he got his start. And it sounds to me like you've been influential in many people's lives. So do you mind taking a moment to tell us about Larry and how you got him started?
Yeah, Larry, actually I started a band called Soul Keepers Band. Mm-hmm. I needed a bass player, and Larry had a bass, and his mom said if I let him play with me or taught him how to play, she would buy him an amplifier. So she ended up buying him an amplifier, and he stayed with me, and we learned a lot of songs. He could catch on to stuff pretty quick. So he ended up playing with me probably 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somewhere in there. We ended up having Soul Keepers for a long time.
I heard of that band. I heard it was a popular band at the time. Who all was playing in that band?
I had it at the time when we started. It was Don Jordan on trumpet.
Oh yeah.
Sam James on sax.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had Elmer Scott on drums. Dorothy was singing. Dorothy Tobin was singing.
Way back then?
Yeah, she was singing with me in the 70s. Yeah. Yeah. And then Larry was on bass, and I was on guitar, and Dr. Fish was on keys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds like an all-star band.
we had a decent sound back in the day. Yeah.
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 Wouldn't want to have to compete with you. That's
Although we were only making $30 a person.
Well, that's about what they pay now.
That's exactly what they pay now. Yeah.
Sorry.
We haven't moved too far from 50 years ago, you know.
Well, we definitely want to try to change that.
Yeah.
One of the things that we do here is really try to propagate an advancement of arts and culture here. And this particular show, we want to highlight the Phoenix sounds. And so you're a prime example of how the music may have begun down here in the valley and how all these great artists who are around here really got that start. So kudos to you for that. And to follow up with that, I understand that you're being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's coming up. As a matter of fact, it's coming up this Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yes, this Sunday at the Rhythm Room.
Oh.
Yeah, so that should be fun.
I'm excited already.
I think they have about maybe 5 or 6 bands playing over there this Sunday for this. It's a big deal. It's a good thing for me, I think.
Does it cost to get into that, or?
I think it's a $5 donation or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what time does it start?
I think it starts at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock
Yeah.
at the Rhythm Room
Yeah.
this Sunday.
This Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
October 10th.
October 10th. That's the
Yeah.
day before my birthday. I'm coming out to party with you.
Come on out, man. Come on out. Yeah. We have a decent band that we put together. We have I have a couple of horn players in it, and I'm using some great musicians. Yeah. So it's going to be pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I'm awfully excited about that.
Yeah.
I can't think about anything that's going to be more appropriate for someone who's done so much for the Valley. I congratulate you, Lucius, and look forward to seeing your induction into the Hall of Fame. What does that mean to you? I mean, what's been going on? How did they recognize you all of a sudden, seems like?
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess you have to be nominated, and I guess maybe all this time I hadn't been nominated, I guess. So I guess once I got nominated,
that made it happen. Huh?
I guess I got elected to be in there, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I understand you had been performing across the country and a lot of getting recognitions from publications.
Yeah, this has been actually the pandemic was good for me because I did this CD during the pandemic, and I released it June of that year, and I got pretty good recognition. I sent it out to a few places, and I got a good response from a few international magazines. They reviewed the CD. I got good reviews on the CD, and then Living Blues reviewed the CD also. And once they reviewed the CD, they called me up and asked me about if they could do a story on me. So they had about, I think, 3 different people that they wanted to do a story on. So they had to narrow it down to one person. And the guy that did the story on me, I think his wife was from Texas. And so she saw that I was from Texas, so that's how I got picked, being a Texas guy. So it has its props,
Yeah,
Texas does. Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. So.
Well, let's see. What are we going to listen to next? I'm sorry, I didn't even ask about it. So maybe I can get Tom to point out something good here, or
we can do another kind of slow blues thing. It would probably be Look Me in My Eyes.
Look Me in My Eyes.
Look Me in My Eyes.
For those of you out there listening, Lucius has his shades on, so
that's right. So you can't look me in my eyes. You just have to listen to it.
Here's Look Me in My Eyes.
Radio 586 Arizona Roots.
your head when I talk to you. Woman, look me straight in my eyes. If you wanna hang with me, woman, oh, you gotta swallow your pride. Things ain't what they used to be. Oh, that's one thing for sure. Oh, yeah. Things ain't what they used to be. Oh, that's one thing for sure. Woman, we got to communicate. Hell, I'm gonna have to let you go for somebody else. I brought you out of darkness. Oh, put a roof over your head. Yes, I did. Brought you out of darkness. Oh, and put a roof over your head. If you don't wanna listen, oh, you won't be sleeping in my bed. Yes, I did. Oh, I brought you out of darkness. Oh, and put a roof over your head. Huh. If you don't wanna listen, you won't be sleeping in my bed. Yeah. Don't turn your head when I talk to you. Look me straight in my eyes.
All right, we're back, and we're here with our guest of the week, Mr. Lucius Parr, a fabulous player, and what a wonderful tune that was, Lucius. I want to talk a little bit about, if you don't mind, your history in music. And, you know, I was going to talk about Venues in the Valley, which I'll get to, but you told me an interesting story when I asked you about how did you start in music. And you told me that you used to play trombone.
Yeah, I did. I actually started on trombone 10 years old.
Wow.
In the 5th grade. And I managed somehow to be good enough to get put in a high school band. So I played the high school band, and as a matter of fact, as a sophomore in high school, I auditioned for the Texas all-state band, and I got a chance to play in the Texas All-State Band in Houston, Texas, at Texas Southern University.
So you were pretty good.
I was all right. Yeah, I played all right, but I was still trying to play guitar and stuff. And then I got about 2 or 3 scholarships in music, and I ended up taking the one at Paul Quinn College in Waco, Texas. So I played there, and then I went there for 2 years in music, and I ended up actually moving to Arizona, and I was going to go to ASU and graduate from ASU. But once I got out here, I got drafted, and I decided to just go into the military, and I did basic training and infantry training, and straight to Vietnam. So I was infantry over there, 11 Bravo. I was a point man, walking point.
Oh my God!
and this is what happened. I was there for about 6 months. We came in on a stand down out of the hills, and I was actually come to get toiletries and stuff like that, And I heard a band playing, so I walked to this guy, my best friend today, Baldwin Gamage, and he was in the band, and he was standing there, and I said, "Man, how do you get in the band over here in Vietnam?" and it was the 101st. I was with the 101st, so it was with the 101st Airborne Division Band. And so he said, "Well, what do you play?" I said, "I play trombone, bass guitar, and guitar." He said, "Well, go in that hooch over there. It's an E7. He'll audition you." So I went in an audition, and they threw all this music out there that I had been playing for years and years. So I looked like it was going to be hard to sight read, but I knew it basically by memory. So I had already played it. So I ended up getting through it, and the guy said, told me that I did a great job, and they would be calling me. Yeah, I would hear from them, and so I said, "Yeah, right." I'm saying to myself, So we only had 2 or 3 days down in the rear, so I went back to the hills. About 3 weeks later, they called up on the Prick 25 and said, "Fly Specialist Parr in." And so, but I had forgotten about the band. It's I just knew that they wouldn't call me. It's one of those things that don't call me, I'll call you type thing. So I said, "I'm not getting in the band." So I wasn't thinking about the band, so when they called to get me out of the field, I was thinking about my family back here in the States, that something happened. And so I was really scared. So when they flew me in to the rear, the first sergeant was standing there with papers in his hand. He said, "Parr, what kind of mess is this?" I said, what are you talking about? I'm still confused. He goes, he threw the papers down as I picked it up and said, "Report to headquarters band." Man, that was the best thing that could happen. He said, "I've been in the military 15 years, and I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Get your stuff and get out of here." So he didn't have to tell me twice. I was gone. And also, so what I did, I ended up, we had a band, a combo, that we performed over there. We performed for our wounded GIs. So we went to the fire bases. We still went out to the field, but on the fire bases and performed like USO shows. So we performed for the wounded on the medevac, and we performed at different fire bases. So I toured Vietnam, basically playing all over Vietnam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you told me that trombone saved your life.
Trombone saved my life, man. Just that's what happened. It sure did. And my dad had written to me and said, his words in this letter 50 years ago was that, "I don't know where you are or what you're doing, and you never talk about it, but God's going to take care of you." And that's what happened.
Wow.
That's what happened.
Well, you were being blessed, no doubt.
I still am, man.
Well, that's a long time. And, I want to hear more about your life as you transitioned. So I tell you what, let's take a quick second and let's listen to this tune. It's Friday Night.
Radio 586 Arizona Roots. Music mix from the desert Southwest.
and let's make things right and party like it's Friday night. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's nothing else that I can say. I wish there was some other way. Forget all the things that went wrong and start all over in a happy home. Let's make things right and party like it's Friday night. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, two wrongs don't make a right. If you hit me again, we gonna fight. You said you don't want me around, but you always call me when you're down. Let's make things right and party like it's Friday night. Oh yeah. It's hard for me to keep my cool when you always telling me what to do. Even with money, I won't change. And baby, there's no winning range. So let's make things right and party like it's Friday night. Listen, there's nothing else that I can say. I wish there was some other way. Forget all the things that went wrong and let's start all over in a happy home. Let's make things right and party like it's Friday night. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanna do things but you don't. You need to forget what you want. You keep things bottled up inside. Girl, once swallow your pride. Let's make
Financially supported by Westside Jazz and Blues, northeast corner of 59th Avenue in Bell, Glendale, Arizona. Performers include Big Pete Pearson, Beth Lederman, The Sugar Thieves, and Charles Lewis. WestsideBlues.com. Also on Facebook, hashtag Westside Jazz and Blues.
It's Friday night, and we're listening to Radio 586 AZ Roots, and we have in the studio with us today Mr. Lucius Parr. And Lucius, that was a wonderful story about trombone saving your life.
Yeah.
Can you tell us when did you actually start playing guitar?
Well, I've been trying to play guitar for a long time also. I was still trying, although I was playing trombone, but I was actually trying to play, at the same time, trying to play guitar. So I started playing guitar. I played bass for a long time. I played bass. And then I switched to guitar, and I stayed on guitar since about, when I come from Vietnam, I played bass in Vietnam. So I ended up switching to guitar in about 71 and stand on guitar, and I don't play anything else. So that's why I said, if I'm gonna pick something to do, bass was hard for me to play and sing. I couldn't sing and play bass. It was with playing the single notes and stuff. I couldn't do it. And so I probably could have if I would have practiced enough. But guitar, you could play chords and sing. So that's why I felt I wanted to be. So I like the guitar sound. So I ended up sticking with that. So
okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you started in 71 and started playing music around the valley, and am I assuming that your first band with Dorothy was you playing in 71?
That's my first group. The first group I played with when I came back was Howard Gale. There's a group called Soul on Ice. And I played with Soul on Ice for a few years, and then that group broke up. and I ended up starting my own band,
Wow.
and it was Soul Keepers Band. So I went home and got my cousin, Dr. Fish, and brought him back, and we started a group at the time.
Oh.
And that's when Larry came into play and stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's wonderful. And what a great story, Lucius. I love your story, man. Well, listen, we know that you've been in the Valley for a long time. Can you talk about some of the venues that you played at, and really how many of them still exist today?
Well, as you know, Shards is gone. I played Shards back in the day, and I did the Rhythm Room, and tons of other places. The Bandbox, Mr. Lucky's, GG's. I played all the places around. Fifth National Bank.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of my, and I've forgotten a lot of them myself. But there were a lot of venues that we played. But right now, we played. There's a friend of mine that has a place over Solo's Cafe.
Solo's Cafe.
Solo's Cafe on 7th Avenue, just north of Camelback.
Oh, okay.
That's becoming one of the hot spots now. And we rehearse there every Tuesday and Wednesday. But he has live entertainment and stuff on the weekends, and it's one of the best places you can get catfish. So it just depends on. And then also, my group that I have now, Street Life, we've been together for 21 years. And my brother's been with me for 21 years, but the group actually started in the late 90s. So we've been playing, and we played Soul Cafe out in Pinnacle Peak and Hayden Road. We played there for 6 years. And now we're going back in there this weekend. As a matter of fact, this Saturday is our first night back out there.
Wow.
So we're going back to play for Soul Cafe.
Wow.
And we do private functions. We do a lot of parties, a lot of stuff for Trilogy, different communities.
Yeah.
We perform in a lot of places like that for that. So basically, we stay pretty busy.
I was gonna say, man, that sounds like you stay pretty busy.
We stay pretty busy. It's been good. It's been good, yeah.
Well, now you mentioned before they played $30 a man. Now tell me the truth.
Yeah,
it's better than that now. Isn't it?
It's better than that. I think the going rate now is $100. But nobody wants to leave from that, and that's been going on for a long time too. But there's no inflation rate in band members. You work 20 years for the same amount of money, which doesn't make sense to me. But that's why a lot of times I don't play. I just don't go for the gig, and somebody else will come by and take the gig because for less money.
Yeah.
But you have to set boundaries and stuff
for yourself.
That you want to do. I mean, I'm not gonna go out and play a private gig for $100. It's just not going to happen with me. But somebody will, though.
Oh yeah, so everybody's trying to break into the field.
So that's where I pass the ball to somebody else.
Well, we like to recommend one of our sponsors, West Side Blues and Jazz.
I played there also.
You've already been there?
Yeah, I played there a couple times.
Well, we should get you out there more often because you're just the type of music I'm sure Paul loves. So. That's my recommendation. Get back out there.
Well, actually, the guy that books that place is my neighbor, Michael Reed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we live in the same neighborhood. He just two or three houses down the street from me, yeah.
That's a small world.
Yeah, it's a small world, man. It's a really small world, yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about your next tune. It's called Welcome Into My House. Can you tell us a little bit about this tune?
This just kind of like jumped on me. I didn't have nothing to do, so I was kind of like playing around with the guitar and playing the blues. And I just threw some little lyrics to it and put a little beat to it, and it's a thing that I just did. Most of all the stuff on there, stuff that just popped in my head. I did this. It doesn't take me long to do a song. I can do music pretty decent, pretty quick. And then once I do the track, lyrics just pops up. So I just go with that. I'm an old school songwriter. I mean, music. I feel that if you write the music, you do the lyrics, you do the whole thing. Whereas some people do lyrics and some people do music. So I'm one that think you do the whole thing. So when I'm better at doing tracks than I am. If you bring me some lyrics, it's hard for me to put music to it. Although George Bowman brings me his lyrics and stuff, and I've done some songs for him. I sit at home and work it out, but it's easier for me to do a track and then put some music to it. So but when you walk in there and say, I got these lyrics, can you put some music to it? It takes a little more work to do.
That puts you to work. That's not your workflow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, we're going to have George in here in a couple of weeks, so it's good that you mentioned his name. We look forward to having him here as well.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're going to play Welcome Into My House.
Radio 586 Arizona Roots, music mix from the desert Southwest, making Arizona musicians and music tastes of our region more accessible to world media.
Well, wonderful too. I wish a lot of success for you with this album, Lucius. This is great music, and it just goes to show you that just because you're locked in from the pandemic doesn't mean you can't be productive. So This is great. Hey, listen, so tell me, how can people follow you? Where can they find you? What website, social media, anything like that?
Well, basically, Facebook is where I do. I have a website up, but I don't go and post dates on it a lot of time because most people follow me on Facebook. But my website is luciusparrband.com.
Okay.
So it's one word, luciusparrband.com.
Okay.
And that's where stuff is uploaded. You can see pictures and all kinds of stuff like that. But my calendar is there, but it's not up to date. So
okay. And on Facebook, they just look for Lucius Parr.
Yeah, Facebook they can find. I'm on the news feed, and I have like quite a few, maybe a couple thousand people friends. So they share and we share stuff, and so you can usually see me on Facebook on the news feed. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking because I never see you.
Yeah, I'm on that now with Soul Cafe. We had Soul Cafe this weekend.
Okay.
That's up on Facebook, and I'm also doing the induction, the Blues Hall of Fame induction at the Rhythm Room is up on Facebook.
Okay. Okay.
A few people put it up there and shared it, so it's stuff like that. You can find stuff on Facebook.
I have to qualify that statement. I haven't been on Facebook in a long time.
Yeah.
So it's probably why I haven't caught anything.
Yeah, you get on Facebook, you see stuff. That's where in YouTube you can type in my name on YouTube and listen to music all day long.
All day long.
Yeah, everything's on. This CD here is on all the search engines. Spotify, Amazon.
Good.
CD Baby, everywhere. Yeah.
Good. Good. Now you were telling us a little bit about your playing with Charlie Daniels.
Yeah, Charlie was a good friend, and I actually, his guitarist Bruce Brown is a good friend of mine, really good friend of mine, and he came through back in '96 or '95 somewhere, and Charlie done played here, concert here somewhere, and he came through Warsaw Wallace, and I was playing at Warsaw Wallace back in the day.
Wow.
And he stopped in, he wanted to play some blues, and somebody said, Charlie Daniels' guitarist is here, he wants to play some blues, but he doesn't have his guitar. So I said, he can play my guitar. So he played my guitar, and we exchanged numbers, and I took him to his room that night, and he said, next time Charlie comes into town, I'll introduce you to him. So I said, okay. So Charlie came in the next year, and Bruce introduced me to him, and the first thing Charlie said to him, Bruce said, this is a friend of mine, Lucius, he's a blues guitarist. And so Charlie said, hi, did you bring your axe? That's the first thing he asked me. And I'm thinking, I'm meeting this guy for the first time, and he asked me if I brought my axe. And I said, no, I didn't bring my axe. He said, next time you bring your axe, we'll do some picking. So I said, okay. So the next time they came through, they called me up. They were playing the Celebrity, and I ended up playing with Charlie at the Celebrity Theater.
Wow.
And he called me out to do a number, and every year from that point on, I played with him all over Phoenix. I played with him in Texas, in Nashville, at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville.
Oh, he liked you, huh?
Yeah, we became good friends. We sat and had a lot of conversations. We had a lot of conversations. He was one that had me on I played on the show at his 80th birthday party in Nashville, and that's when I got a chance to play with Chris Stapleton and Travis Trent. Them on the stage with those guys. But prior to that, he had me on stage with Donnie Van Zant, and which was a rocker back in the day. He was with he did Sweet Home Alabama, with the group that did Sweet Home Alabama, and then I was on that with Shooter Jennings also. So I got the rough shoulders with a few guys.
It sounds like it.
They had the money, and I still don't have it.
Well. You got legacy, so count on that. That's going to pay you one day, or you never know. It might pay your ancestors. So
you never know.
You never know. Well, let's see, Lucius. So we got your information out, and we know how people can follow you. We definitely want to catch you at the show at the Rhythm Room this Sunday,
October 10th. Yeah.
October 10th at 1:00. So. If anybody's listening, Put on your clothes and come on out. We're making it for Lucius Parr. So, Lucius, why don't you talk a little bit about this next tune that we're going to do?
This next song is called I'm Through With You. The song prior to that, I think, was Welcome Into My House. So this is I'm Through With You, and it's, it's just about somebody.
You ain't saying no names.
No, I'm not calling names. And my wife is always asking me about these songs. I'm saying, people think you're talking about me. I said, no, it's not nothing to do with you, If I did this one song called Don't Yell at Me, and she said, I don't yell at you. I said, it's not about you. So actually, a lot of my blues songs are written about my brother.
Oh, really?
Because he's had some troubling things in his life. So a lot of my stuff is written for him. So this is one of the songs that he that would probably fit him right now.
Okay, well, I just want to know, does he know you right now?
He laughs about it. I tell him all the time, man, this song is I write more songs for you than I do for myself. So
you can stay out of trouble that way.
Yeah. So this one is called I'm Through With You.
Okay. All right, so that was.
I'm through with you.
Yeah, I'm through with you. And you did that for your cousin, not your wife. So we just want to make sure.
My brother.
I mean, sorry, your brother,
Yeah.
but not for you. So
Not for me.
We want to make that clear so your wife doesn't get mad at us for airing it and saying it was about her. So listen, I know that you want to do another tune, and we're not really sure which one it is that you like. So we're going to sample it and find out if this is the song that you like. Let's start with Play My Blues.
Play My Blues.
No, that's not it.
That's not it.
No,
Let's do Play My Guitar.
let's do Play My Guitar. This is going to be a fun clip.
Here we go, y'all. You know we got this virus thing going around. And man, it ain't no joke. Can't seem to find a cure for it. And the White House is just blowing smoke. Technology is showing our faces all over the cell phone. But other than that, we gotta stay at home. I can't go out, I got to stay in. Nobody can ask me, Lucius, where you been? I'm sick and tired of being all locked up. I gotta get out, I gotta do some stuff. Hey, I wanna play my guitar, I wanna go to clubs, I wanna go out to dinner. I'm tired of Grubhub. I wanna take my lady out just to have some fun. But with the world being crazy, when can this be done? We once all had jobs that we could count on. Now we are waiting in line, about to lose our homes. This virus thing is killing in more ways than one. It seems like atomic bomb. I wanna play my guitar, I wanna go to clubs, I wanna go out to dinner. I'm tired of Grubhub. I wanna take my lady out just to have some fun. But with the world being crazy, when can this be done? Hey, yeah.
We're back, and I just want to say thank you to Lucius Parr for being so generous and spending his time with us and sharing his stories. I'm sure he's got a lot more to tell us, and we want to take these last few minutes to ask Lucius to just speak from his heart. What do you think about the music scene here, and what do you think holds for your future?
Well, the music scene, I think it's a decent music scene. It's not as many places to play, perform around the valley like it used to be back in the day. You know, back in the day we had clubs everywhere. I mean, they weren't paying any money, but you could at least play.
Yeah.
You know, so we played everywhere from Swing City to all over this area. As a matter of fact, during that time they had the T99 Club, the Elks. Elks was a big thing going back in the day during that time. But they also had tons of clubs that musicians could go and work. So you could, and then also they had a few agents around the valley that booked different proms and
events.
high school things, different events. Yeah, so it was pretty good. As far as my future in music, I just look to play forever.
Yeah.
As long as I'm above ground, I want to be playing.
All right, I heard that.
So, and I plan on staying above ground for a long time.
Well, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
You're doing all right, Lucius. Listen, I can't thank you enough for being here. I appreciate you accepting my invitation, and I'm glad that you're here to talk about the music and Phoenix sound, and I'm glad we'll be able to showcase your album. And
thank you.
We just wish you well, and we thank you, and we just look forward to having you back again. To our fans, we thank you for joining us. This has been Radio 586 AZ Roots with our guest, Lucius Parr. We'll talk to you soon.